The fact that it's in the Americas, or Mesoamerica. So I'm sure that it's way up somewhere, you know. I'm not even going to try to guess where because it's too many places it could be, and I don't want to make myself look like an idiot, and I don't know, so I won't try to act like I do. Okay, this right here, I don't have a clue what that is. I'm sure it says nothing. I'm not going to worry about what it is, but it's some type of ruin of South America. Okay, so we won't waste a lot of time on that. We're going to go ahead and see what we have here. Okay, this is supposed to be the Aztec temples. Now see, this is what really bothers me. Now I'm going to share something with you guys, and this just might be me, but I'm going to go and put this out here. See, I don't like the idea. First of all, you see this in this guy's hand? It's like a scepter, okay? Just like what the ancient combatants have. Alright, you can see they wear different headgear to be synonymous with the sun. It's obvious that those are feathers in his head right there, okay? And then you can see they have leaves and all this stuff. And even the skin pigment is brown. Okay, they even show you this guy right here being a darker skin pigment. Like I was saying earlier, all through Mesoamerica there was different complexions of melanin, and everyone knows that. Now, my point being is this. You're not going to be a person that build these structures like this and then be barbaric as hell where you make human sacrifices. Nobody that builds stuff like this to gods will do that type of shit. You know, I really find it very distasteful for the Europeans to come over here and spread that lie about the inhabitants of this land. It's just not true. These people that was the inhabitants of this land at the arrival of the Europeans were very civilized people. Look at these structures. Even though this is a drawing, the only reason why they could fathom what this must have been is because someone has given them their rendition of what it is. Okay, so now, since that being the case, as you can see, the zoomorphic characteristic of this guy right here is a bird. He got the feathers and everything, just like in Kemet. They always did the same type of zoomorphic stuff. As you can see, the attire being the same. Okay, as to where back in those days the men wore these type of tunics, is what they were called, without people having nothing to say about them being faggots or nothing like that. All this stuff later became taboo or something that was associated with homosexuality, where this type of garb is all synonymous with Europeans. So now nobody made structures like this that had this complicated mathematics system as to where you have to know trigonometry as well as geometry. You have to know so many things to be able to level this ground. You got to know how to shoot vertical height and horizontal layouts and every damn thing, because these cities were elaborate cities that were based on concepts of using a compass and a square. And I mean, these people were utilizing the same information of the Nile Valley with only one difference. They used mortar, as where the people of the Nile Valley did not show you rocks coming together with seams like that. They never showed seams that wide. Their seams were so small, smaller than the hair. Okay, see, these are more like the ancient Kemetic ones right here, with these large bricks like that. Now we're talking Kemet, ancient Kemet, without mortar. That's the difference, but you can see what I mean about the level layouts. Do you see? See how there's levels like the 7-step pyramid? And can you see how they have places to go up and worship? Or like all this stuff right here is what was going on here in Mesoamerica. You see how they have community kitchens and places where everyone gathered? You see? You don't see no police running around harassing nobody, asking for ID and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? These guys stand around here as guards of the people. That means that they're not trying to live off the people. They're not making the people pay them taxes and all that other shit. You can see that they have a beautiful city that's litter free. You don't see any smokestacks anywhere outside of natural fires. There's no textile industry because there's no need for that. See? So this is the type of civilizations of brown people. Brown people that was going on here in America. Everybody, do them look like TPs to you? No, they're not TPs, are they? Because no one in their right mind should believe that everywhere the white man went on the planet, everybody was dumb as hell except him. And then he was barbaric? No, come on. That doesn't make sense. That means that everybody would be dead by now. Someone had to have some intelligence. Because has not to this day shown it. Still dropping bombs on people. That is not a trace of being intelligent. That is a taste of being, that is a sign of being very immature and animal-like. That is very selfish to drop bombs on someone and kill not only other human beings, but the insects, the earth, the plants, the water. All this is too much. Just too much. Okay, now look at this. Here we go with another layout synonymous with the Washington, D.C. stuff. Now this is the reason why I tell you guys. See these steps? Doom, 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 doom. So when you go to Capitol Hill and all that, so what? They can't say they built that. That's what I say to everybody. If we got these ruins right here in Mesoamerica, that means that Capitol Hill is where Washington, D.C. very well could have been there at the arrival of the Europeans. The knowledge was already here. You can't get no Europeans to tell you they went over here and built these structures. I mean that these structures were built by the brown people that was here. That's the reason why I know in my heart that Washington, D.C. might have had a thing, might have had European stuff added to it to make, threw a chair in there and put George Washington on it and made something change here and this and that and woo woo woo. But you can see it all right there. And the thing is this, when they came here, this was a thriving metropolis of government. And they murdered all the people who governed and sat in these places of government. They came in here, this is what they did. They had some help. This is what happened. Okay. They had some traitors. It was some traitor double-cross shit that went on. And all of a sudden, these people all got intermixed with each other under one government. And then there was some usurping that went on. I bet you it was some fornicating going on where when these Europeans came here, they brought them pretty white ladies with them, sick them white ladies on the black men, got them white ladies involved with all the black men that was involved with the government areas, had babies with them, then used the sons to wipe the father out. Once the son wiped the father out, the son sits on the throne with the mother. And then they implement policies from there to just completely take over. Once they take over, they implement policies to make the regular people of the land degenerate more and more and more as the new ruling body does everything they can to force these brown people to make themselves more and more white. Okay? To try to, in other words, if you want privileges, you got to get rid of your melanin. Once they get in office and they start using the money of the people from forcing taxes on them, they use the money to build more and more weapons. And not to mention the fact that they got Britain background, and she keeps sending more and more soldiers all the time, more and more and more and more. So eventually, this whole conglomerate of people right here has all been wiped out. Some of them went underground and went more deeper south. Okay, a lot of them just pretty much tried to mix in with the Europeans, and we all know what happened because we can see what happened to the black people. I ain't gonna say it, all right? But what I'm trying to point out is that all this architect that we looking at right here is not synonymous with the Freemason white men. They try to claim ownership of the invent of this, but they did not build this. And since they can't tell you they came here and built this, and since they can't tell you they built this, and since they can't tell you they built this, okay, since they can't say they built this, and since they can't say that they put these on the wall right here, they can't, because as you can see, these are brown people. They left colors of themselves that's still on the wall right now. Now my point being this, look at the head here, okay? Look at the zoomorphic representation of them showing you their unique symbiotic relation with the earth. Everything about these people is based on spiritual energy that they receive from the sunlight. They don't have no stupid hat with a damn logo on it that's all man-made. You know, all these things that they wear is all synonymous with nature. Now the god Quetzalcoatl, I'm going to try to find him if I can. This will be him right here. Now, wait, is that it? No, that's not it. I can't see real good. Where's my glasses at? Is that, I can't really see if that's him. But anyway, let's go here. Now this is supposed to be a Mayan calendar. It's what they would call this, alright? But I'm going to tell you right off the top, if they say that that's what that is, then I'm going to have to tell them that, you know what, you could call it a Mayan calendar if you want to, but what I'm going to call it is just a serious earth calendar, because not only is this calendar found in Mesoamerica as well as amongst the people that was in North America, as well as the people as far down as Argentina and Brazil and Guatemala. They all kept time on the calendar, and they all kept calendars based on more than one solar event, because as you all know now, we have two suns. So not only did they have a calendar sun on the outside event, they also had a calendar sun on another sun that they know came and went every 26,000 years. And we as a people on Earth right now is fortunate enough to be on Earth while that is happening. So consider yourself real fortunate. Now this right here is, I can't really understand that and read it real well, but to tell you the truth, if I had to tell you what I thought it was, in all honesty, I would just tell you that it was like a ancient hieroglyph, you know what I'm saying? Some type of writing that would be synonymous with a message that was involved with these people, spiritual findings, and synonymous with their observation of the universe and their unique way of displaying people what their basic understanding of everything was. I'm not even going to try to sit here and tell you that I could read this for you and decipher it for you. I'm sure if I was rich enough to spend nothing but hours every day studying this, I could, but since I don't have it like that, nor the need to, I'm not. And so we're just going to move on. Okay, now look at this. Come on, it's got to be obvious to you that the people that built this here in the Americas is the same people that built these structures in Africa. Now, see, the European man cannot come here to America and see structures like this and then push everybody through school without ever showing you this. And you all out there looking at this know for a fact that you can say, why did they not show us this in school? Well, I'll tell you why they didn't show you this in school. Because this conflicts with the Holy Bible. See, the Holy Bible doesn't tell you anything about this. They tell you about King Solomon being a master builder over in Africa, not even in a land that's his, because they tell you about Queen Sheba and Solomon. If you put the R on there, it's really solar, man. And I'm sure you guys can see all the crazy stuff that goes on with me and the sun, with the pyramids and all that. So that's just our universe telling you who the real Solomon or solar man actually is. Because even over here in the Americas, I just showed you a picture of the brown people synonymous with the building of these structures. Now, the one picture back that I showed you had a mixture of skin complexion with a black and a brown. I'm sure the reason for that is because not only was there different complexions of people all over Africa due to the Creator knowledge of what she wanted, I'm sure it was the same over here in the Americas. But the knowledge of these structures is the knowledge of a family of Masons who was doing this stuff way before any white people could come on the earth and have the nerves to try to take credit. Because again, they did not